Time for some history, Doug.
Welcome back. We're back again. It's Browsing History. It's that time for a little bit of history. I'm back. It's Sam. We got Johan and Ross as well.
Yo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was waiting for you to say something like
So what are you guys doing? Oh shit, a podcast.
So, this week on Browsing History, we're going to be doing... So, the date we're doing is I believe it's I've got to check the actual date, because I haven't written any of the notes as per...
Yeah, me either. Shall we pause?
No, I've got my notes. I just ain't got the physical notes in front of me. I've still got the timeline for this week, and the geezer's pretty easy to talk about.
Yeah.
I already knew some bits about him, and I looked into him a little bit more by that. I listened to obscure podcasts and watched every YouTube documentary I could. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I just watched Hastings car insurance adverts over again. 1066. 1066.
I did try fitting a joke of 0800 00 1066 somewhere into it, but I couldn't. I really couldn't. And also, this cunt wasn't even at the Battle of Hastings. This is Battle of Stamford Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
So we're doing the 25th of September, Battle of Stamford Bridge, which is sort of a precursor to the Battle of Hastings. Some people argue it's why William the Conqueror won at Hastings.
Oh, because they were tired.
Because they were tired.
They already had a title defence earlier on.
Yeah, that's it. And not only that, they marched fucking quick.
Yeah,
They marched a record time to get to the Battle of Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, whereabouts was that in comparison? How many miles away?
It was fucking far. I'll give that's
Where's
probably
Stamford Bridge? It's a football stadium, isn't it?
I don't know. Is that a football stadium?
I reckon it was obviously a bridge first.
Definitely
But is
a
it in the
bridge.
same sort of area as the football team?
I can imagine
Who
it
is Stamford Bridge?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. So
See,
that's
that's
only
where my little thing took me when I was researching this week.
Go
I
on.
was looking for the Battle of Stamford Bridge,
Yeah.
and up pops was a Premier League game
Yeah.
between Chelsea and Tottenham. It was in 2016. It's not really that historic.
No, but go
7
on.
years ago.
Yeah.
It's been a really crucial match, and it's remembered as for all the wrong reasons. Basically, this full match.
Go on.
Chelsea came from behind in a thrilling encounter to draw 2-2, which handed the title to Claudio Ranieri's Leicester City. A feisty encounter saw 13 yellow cards, including 9 to Tottenham players, the most for any team in a single match in the Premier League era.
Whew.
And this was basically got labelled the most shameful game in the Premier League history.
Damn. And it was only in 2016.
16, yeah.
Shit.
And it was there was 29 fouls during the game. There was about 17 brawls kicked off
That's
mid game.
Right.
Is it quite recent as well?
Yeah,
2016.
I thought I would have watched
2016,
this.
yeah. And then right at the end of the game, it all kicked off again after the full time whistle, and Chelsea's then 69-year-old manager was pushed down a flight of stairs in the dugout. Yeah, and it was they basically ended up dubbing it Battle of the Bridge.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's how that come up.
All right, nice. That's pretty damn cool. Well, I mean, it's not.
Pretty brutal battle.
It's nice to see that we're still keeping the tradition of British hooliganism alive. I thought it died a bit. It's a reputation we used to have, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Then it went to the Russians, really, because they started farming it
Yeah.
and training with guns and in MMA gyms at the same time. And it was hold up, lads.
Yeah.
We're just here for a football riot. I don't know what you lads are coming out here in your fucking Revolutionary Army for, but yeah, it's glad to see that we're still keeping hooliganism alive in our own British way, bro.
Well, that's the thing, wasn't it? You used to just, back in the day, swear allegiance to a side and go and fight for, that badge.
Yeah, the football teams are no different.
Yeah. They're just picking their team and doing what they can. Running around the field.
So the location, the thing is with the Battle of Stamford Bridge, the exact location they've never actually known.
Right.
They've never... They think it happened somewhere near the Derwent River. where they're trying to look for the wooden bridge, but I don't think they've ever found it there either. Yeah, they've never been able to find the actual location of the battle, which is an odd thing.
Yeah,
But it said that they marched pretty fucking far, pretty fucking quick.
So the only reason they know that battle went ahead was like through records and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's in sagas, and I think it's in the Bow Tapestry a bit as well.
Yeah, imagine being like the most rapid stitcher of the time. You're doing cross stitch.
Well, we forget as well.
See
Bards and skulls were about.
Oh yeah.
So like there's all that sort of shit in historic. Like they're
Bards
writing
Guild.
poems and stuff like the Bards Guild is knocking about. Do you know what I mean? While the fucking you need to get to Dragon's Reach, but you're just knocking about at the Bards Guild instead, bro.
So it could be a made up battle. No? Someone just made it into a story.
No, it's definitely not a made up battle,
No.
bro. 100%. It's part of the fucking. It's the end of the Viking Age, the Battle of Stamford Bridge. So everyone talks about how Battle of Hastings is the start of the Norman Age.
Yeah.
The Battle of Stamford Bridge is arguably the end of the Viking Age.
Yeah.
So there was that space in between where I was like, oh, fucking knows what time we're in.
Early, what do you call it, 11th century,
Yeah.
1000s.
Well,
It was like the rebellion in Ireland as well.
Oh, was it around about that? That
I
was
think
happening.
I think it's Munster versus Leinster, basically.
There you go.
Like a Gaelic football game.
Yeah.
But it was like Leinster was supported by Vikings,
There you go.
and then the Irish,
And that was
old Gaelics.
So that was happening around this sort of time, or just after as well.
Well, before, yeah.
Before.
And what's it? Yeah, Macbeth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the real life Macbeth and King Duncan took place, I think, in the 40s, 1040,
Really?
1042.
Fucking
And then
about.
Macbeth died to Malcolm in 56, so it's right before all this.
Damn, 10 years
It's
before.
proper like
yeah.
spooky witches on the heath times.
Yeah, it is proper, isn't it?
Eye of Newt in your soup and that.
Shrek's knocking about somewhere.
Yeah, it's like Farquaad versus Shrek as well. Yeah, it's like Byzantines.
Yeah.
And I never know how to, like, is it soft J or not? Suljak?
I don't know.
Suljak Turks.
Okay.
Suljik? I don't know.
The Byzantine emperors,
Byzantines about.
They're gonna
Song Dynasty.
Yeah, they're floating around. Did anyone get any birthdays for the 25th of September?
No. I didn't.
No.
Should we make some?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the Byzantine Empire, because the Byzantine Empire are going to come up in our story today.
Oh, I know who was born. Sorry.
Go
Off
on.
the top of my head. I think it was William the Conqueror's son was born
No way!
Oh, yeah.
on this date, I think, was it?
Yeah,
Was
it was
he
like
really?
62 or 64.
Oh shit!
You might have to double check that. But
You're never going to guess whose birthday it is, bruv. I've got some for you. It's T.I.'s birthday.
T.I.
Yes, bruv. It is Declan, Anton Deck. It's his birthday.
is that the one who's like addicted to pills?
I don't know which one's which. I just know that British people like them, so I thought I'd give it a shout out. Do you know what I mean? There's some people I don't even know. Michael Douglas's birthday, bruv. Hats off, Michael Douglas. Eating Catherine Zeta-Jones's pussy so much he gave him throat cancer. That's what he said it was. That's what he said it was. He said
HPV
that.
boy, get them swapped.
Do you know what I mean? That's what he said it was. And it's Catherine Zeta-Jones, so good on him.
Yeah, fair play.
Mark Hamill's birthday. It's Luke Skywalker's birthday, guys. Big shout.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty good birthday, isn't it, on September 25th? It's Christopher Reeve's birthday, bruv.
Christopher Reeves, Superman.
Yeah, Superman. Turns out his kryptonite was a pony.
William Faulkner.
William Faulkner was it his
Yeah, the
birthday as well?
novelist, yeah.
Nice. I've been saving one. I might just say it anyway.
Go on.
It's Will Smith's birthday.
Oh, okay. That used to be cool, and now it's just fucking cringy.
You know, what a sad state of
Yeah.
affairs.
Look how they did us, kings.
When the Fresh Prince ain't so fresh anymore,
Yeah.
bruv.
Fresh Prince with a used up princess, bro.
So, I kept going on about the Byzantine Empire. I was stalling for time. I would look for birthdays, right? And I kept going
They
nowhere
got
with it.
busy with it.
They
That was
did.
their motto. As they nudged on the way out, like, Yeah, so the meters have a catch you in a bit, get busy with it, and they say it like in chorus.
So I was saying they're going to be about in our story today because one of the main people who died at the Battle of Stamford Bridge, this is one of the reasons they say it's the end of the Viking Age, is because arguably the last true Viking died at that battle.
What, the last one that hasn't converted sort of thing?
No, this geezer was converted. He was Christian and shit. So he was just like a Norse king.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and he not just that. This geezer lived a life.
Like proper longboat man.
This geezer was Bannerlord, bro. I know I've said this before on 1,000 podcasts, and some people are like, I don't even know what that means. Guys, check it out. Here. This is our advertisement for today's show. Blah blah game studios. I can't remember. There's some small Polish.
This podcast is literally brought to you by Bannerlord. Sam played Knights so much, he's I'm gonna find out about what it's really like.
But seriously, like this geezer lived it. He went around continents, just being the boy, before he died at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. So I thought we'd look into rather just the battle, because I ain't going to sit here and talk tactics and shit like that here. I thought we'd talk about the boy Harold Hardrada.
Hardrada?
Yeah. What do you guys know about Harold Hardrada?
I don't know. There's myths about him now, I'm sure.
Go on.
I think I read one earlier when I was looking like around the area.
Go on.
I can't remember it.
No.
But there must be a Hardrada myth.
So I'll start off with his name for you. So Harold Hardrada wasn't his real name.
Right.
His real name was Harold. I can't remember his surname, his real surname, but his original nickname was Fairhair. Because Hardrada, I'll get onto it, actually means, hard ruler.
Right.
So when he did eventually become king.
So it's like saying, like, whatever they had, William the Conqueror.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he was Billy Hard Leader.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Bobby Big Bollocks. Do you know what I mean? This was him.
Hard bastard.
Yeah. And his original name was Fairhair because he was this stereotypical, quintessential, big Norse, flowing blonde hair, rumoured to have a giant blonde moustache with a beard.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, bro.
What was that cartoon strip that used to have the Vikings in it?
Obelisk and Asterix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, he did. He looked exactly like one of them, bro, except he was not a big fat one.
thing,
he was
yeah.
like
The
fucking...
top one, it was Thor, bro.
He was Thor. Yeah, he was. If one of the, like, what are the real names? Chris Heddles?
Skyrims, bro.
He was the Nordic Skyrims, bro.
Yeah.
He
I
was
don't know any of them from Marvel. I can't tell all the blonde boys apart. Captain America, Thor, and there's another one I'm just like, it's the same dude. Star-Lord.
Oh, yeah.
That could all be the same actor as far as I'm concerned.
Hemsworth, that's their names. That's it.
Hemsworth. So yeah, he's got a load of brothers as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, a bunch of
I wonder if
Hemsworth.
there's a fat loser brother. So all the three small ones and that acting in Hollywood, like, what are you up to, Ben? I'm living in the basement, you know that.
They're paying for the basement, cuz. There's got a pretty sweet basement in there.
That'd be a good little fucking, what's it, sitcom?
It would. You should put that to them, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, Hemis. I heard your writers are striking. I never strike. My money don't sleep, baby. Get your boys. I've got an idea.
You know any fat retards?
Otherwise, I've got a few. I can train one. Scottie Pippen's birthday.
Is it Scottie Pippen's birthday?
Yeah. Scottie Pippen was the shit.
So 25th of September, Battle of Stamford Bridge, but we're going to be talking about Harold Hardrada who died there, right? Like I said, proper big geezer. Yeah, real Viking aesthetic. He's got the look, bruv.
He's Hemsworthing.
He's Hemsworth.
He's Hemsworth it.
January 2nd, 1015, he was born. He was born in Ringerike. I'm probably slaughtering these names, but that is how I do. In Norway in 1015 to Asta Gudbrandsdottir and her second husband Sigurd Syr.
Say it with a bit more Skyrim. Skobelskrafa.
Sigurd was a petty king of Ringreek and among the strongest and wealthiest chieftains in the uplands. Through his mother Asta, Harald was one of the youngest of King Olaf II of Norway. So he had 3 half-brothers. So in his youth, right, he was typical rebellious kid, big ambitions. He didn't really look up to his dad and his brothers, because his 2 of his brothers, because they were sort of into the farm and keeping it about. But he had this one other who was the king, who he did look up to, who he was like, that's the chavvy. So he would rebel against his dad being in the fuck.
It was like just a cool guy in town he respected.
It was his half brother.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I thought you liked it.
No, it was his half brother. Either it was his half brother or was his uncle. Let me just double check that. Yeah, no, he was the youngest. Yeah, okay.
Oh, he was the youngest, so he ain't even got the pressure.
No, that's it. None of the pressure.
Those end up artists and hippies.
So I got that completely wrong, bro. So his dad was like a petty king.
Oh, right, so like a fiefdom lord sort of thing.
like a thief, like a little area, right? He was fucking minted though. And through his mother, he was related to the King Olaf.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so through his mother's side, he was related to King Olaf.
So it's all incestuous like it is over here.
Well, I don't think it was incestuous like ours is over. I don't think they've been Habsburgan yet. I think they're more like, back then they were definitely picking from different tribes and that. I think they were a lot less Habsburg. But he was like, I think it is just his uncle for his mother's side, pretty much.
Right.
And so he looked up to him a lot more, to the point where in 1030, when he's only 15 years old, there's been a revolt in 1028, and Harald's brother Olaf was forced into exile until he returned to Norway in 1030. And when Harald heard that Olaf was coming back, Harald got 15, bruv. Harold got 600 geezers from the uplands to meet Olaf and his men upon their arrival in the east of Norway. After a friendly welcome, Olaf went on to gather an army and eventually fight in the Battle of Stiklestad on the 29th of July, 1030, in which Harold took part on his brother's side.
Nice.
So Olaf...
At 15 years old?
Yeah. 15, bruv.
Don't make them like that anymore, do they?
Do you know what I mean? 15-year-olds were knocking about in World War II as well, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like they lie about it so they could go and fight.
Yeah.
Cool as fuck. Now they lie about their gender so they don't have to do PE.
Yeah, it's damn true. Fuck, man. But 15 on the battlefield. This is way worse than the World War II battlefield. I will put that out there as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well,
shoving and stabbing.
But that's been normal as battle since the beginning of time. Whereas World War II is like people like are fucking exploding. there's fucking monsters dropping bombs out of the sky.
Yeah, fair. There is metal
crawling
dragons.
up on big fucking machine guns and shit.
Yeah, fair.
In terms of that, then, like who's tougher? Like, because it's progressed.
The 15-year-old in this Norse battle is tougher. Just because he's
more hardy. His bones would
actually
actually be fatter and like, he would be better with the strength on strength.
But the World War II keys has probably been through more.
Yeah. He's more
horrific stuff.
Yeah. He wasn't raised thinking that was his role.
What,
do you know what I mean? Still like the first conscripts.
Cutting heads off and pillaging being the norm. At 15, I'm sure he's done a pillage or two if he's in a battle.
Yeah. But I think life was seen as a different value. Back then, they didn't really give a fuck about killing. It's how you become king and that.
So it wasn't.
So what, like with the whole Macbeth thing, like what's the plan? Let's just kill everyone.
Yeah.
Anyone who talk kill, poison, kill everyone dead when they're dead.
Flown down a river.
We'll burn a book that they've been writing in, and all evidence of them ever existing is gone. Like it was easy back then.
Yeah, fair.
But then we got out of all that, started getting too civilised or empired up.
Yeah.
and then we're like, all right, one more horrific war, and it's like, oh shit, it's not against savages with sticks.
No, it's against
And they've
people
all got
being
fucking
vaporised.
crazy shit.
Yeah, it's against people being vaporised on the spot.
Yeah.
Storming beaches. Yeah. So
Well, World War One was like the horses and tanks at the same time.
imagine doing a cavalry charge on a fucking iron beast, bro.
Figure it out. They've been drunk as shit as well. Ran all day. And they said they're funny uniforms and feathers and that.
God, we've got to go charge that tin can, bro.
Yeah.
That
Imagine how
tin
it
can
changed.
with the cannon.
Because it got all up to that fancy French shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like little tiny swords and fucking feather hats and like button-up shirts and that.
And that's why you always got to respect Imperial Japan for the horrific shit they did. Because they were still... Because they were still rocking the katana.
Yeah, a healthy fear of the Japanese. That's how it is.
Because they were still rocking that. Like you're talking about, everyone
Yeah.
going to these French fancy fucking
Yeah, they found the
cavalier
best
swords.
sword and they stuck with it.
Do you know what I mean? Germany, they were into their fencing and shit. All the Nazis had the dueling scars and
Yeah.
shit. But then you had the Japanese motherfuckers were still like, we've
Yeah.
had this, don't worry about it. Lads.
Yeah, literally.
We've got it covered for hundreds of years.
Their execution style has been the same for like, what, since about this time, like 1000s.
yeah,
All the way up until
Yeah.
World War Two. They were still had the fucking whole ceremony of chopping a motherfucker's head off.
It might have been you, someone else might have told me, there's a book of like cutting techniques from like
Oh yeah, the Ai-Jitsu or whatever it's called.
right. And the last the last text that we'll put in them were techniques from World War Two, and they were how to cut off American GIs' heads.
Yeah. No, but admirals and that, it's like told you which way to do it. Like
Yeah.
if they're wearing this uniform, this is how you do them. I think that's how it was.
Fucking hell.
Fucking wild, right?
And then they like just a few years later they decided they're going to start flying planes into shit.
Who's? Oh well, no, I
Japanese.
think they had already started flying planes and shit by then. Look, you got to understand the kamikaze, bro. It's the divine wind.
Yeah.
You're doing it for the
So
love
the
of
storms
empire.
won't come. We must become the storm.
Yeah, that's it. So let's get back to talk about the Norse rather than World War One, World War Two, and how scary Japanese.
Same area, and it weren't that long after. It was only like 900 years. Less.
So this battle that he was in at 15 was part of an attempt to restore Olaf to the Norwegian throne. It'd been taken by a Danish king, Canute. We know Canute,
Yeah.
King Canute of England.
No, it sounds like a fucking Husky's name from like a sled film.
The battle resulted in the defeat for the brothers, so poor Harold didn't win this battle at 15. Yeah.
Did he have to retreat then?
He did have to retreat. He was actually severely injured, bruv. Yeah. And Harold was badly wounded. Olaf was killed. But Harold got dragged away out of the battle. And he ended up escaping with the aid of Rognvald Bruson, later Earl of Orkney, to a remote farm in eastern Norway. And he stayed there for some time to heal his wounds, and thereafter, probably about a month later, he journeyed north over the mountains of Sweden. And a year after the Battle of Stiklestad, Harold arrived in the Kievan Rus.
Nice.
Yeah, now back then...
So this guy's, what did you say his lordship was? Guernsey or something?
Guernsey.
Orkney.
Earl of Orkney.
Is Orkney a Channel Island though?
No, that's Scotland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's to the other end.
Yeah.
Oh, Orkney, oh yeah, it's like
So
right out
this
in the
guy
fucking sticks.
snuck Harold over the Swedish mountains into Kievan Rus, which back then is like what Russia was in the Middle Ages. But I'm guessing Kievan Rus is literally Kiev, right?
It was Tartaria actually, but they deleted history. They were all having world fairs, as far as the eye could see.
He likely spent at least part of his time in the town of Strea Logdagar. We don't give a shit about that. But he arrived in 1031. And Harold was actually welcomed by the prince of the Kievan Rus, Prince Yaroslav the Wise. The reason he was welcomed is because his wife, Ingigerd, was a distant relative of Harold's. Yeah,
nice.
and it said also that Olaf, who Harold had gone to war alongside,
Yeah.
was mates with this guy as well. So when Harold came over, this geezer was like, "You're his brother, he's just died in battle, you're wounded, come on in, kid. I got your back." 15 in battles. You're a tough geezer. Do you know what I mean? I reckon he's
A
starting
handy
grooming.
geezer to have around.
Do you reckon? He's almost
Maybe.
grooming him a little bit into that Bannerlord lifestyle. Do you know what I mean?
He's spending some stat points on him. And he don't know how to show his respect, so he's just fiercely loyal. And retard strong.
Eastern Europeans strong if they're knocking about over here, which is very fucking strong.
Yeah, boy.
And then he's got the gigantism from the Nordic blood, bro.
Yeah.
So Yaroslav
This is like, what, do you know when you go on Skyrim and that you just pump the height as high as it goes and the weight as high as it goes, you don't even look. It's like, yep, boom, blonde, bang, massive.
Yaroslav recognised the military potential in Harold and made him captain of his forces. At 15. Top geezer.
He's still 15. He's in year 10. He still has to wear a blazer, bro.
He might be like 16 by now, but still.
Yeah, he's had to get a specially cut blazer because it's swole. It looks like an undercover cop in the class.
So, here's the thing, right?
He can't pass his GCSE. So he's had to use his connections in the royal family.
So Harold took part in Yaroslav's campaign, right, against the Poles in 1031. So he went and beat up some Polish geezers. And he also possibly fought against other Kievan enemies all during the 1030s, such as the Teuts in Estonia. He might have even fought the Byzantines a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe, we're not sure. As well as the Pechenegs and other steppe nomadic people.
Oh, shit.
So he's out here keeping the horde back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Horde fighting, dog.
Yeah. But
You're getting busy with it.
still early in the 1030s, so 1033, 2 years after knocking about the Kievan Rus, being a captain of the guard for the top king, he decides I ain't making enough cash. I've got to go where the real money's at. And what's the biggest place popping off in the world right now in the 1000s, bro?
Silk Roads?
You mentioned it earlier.
Turkey?
Yeah. Constantinople is Istanbul. I can't remember how it goes. I can't sing. I'm not a musician.
No.
Anyway. Do you know the song?
I always want to patronise Turks, but I always forget the names for it. Do you mean Constantinople? Like, no.
Istanbul, isn't it? Istanbul is Constantinople.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where he goes, Constantinople. So he leaves and heads out to, in 1033, January 1st, he heads to Constantinople, the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire at this time, bro.
Oh, yeah, because it fell in the last episode, didn't it?
Well,
That's where they were holding up.
here,
So it's a Holy Roman Empire crossover as well, they were about.
that's it. So
Henry V?
he joined the Varangian Guard.
Ooh.
Yeah, now the Varangian Guard were like the top bodyguards to like whoever's in charge.
It's like the FBI.
Yeah, pretty much. Secret Service.
Secret Service, but with like cooler helmets.
But with Vikings.
Yeah.
And they were like...
And like
Do you reckon they
feathers
still
in
wear
their shit.
sunglasses?
Yeah, they had visors.
They definitely had visors. They had those Eskimo bone visors, bro.
Yeah, those squint ones.
And they were looking stylish. They weren't used to the sun like it is in Constantinople, bro. Do you know what I mean? They
true.
definitely had those.
They must have invented sun cream as well. Old pale fucking Lithuanian chubby. Out there like, that is a hot way.
But these, like, the Varangian guards are, like, historically, like, bad men. Just, like, hard geezers.
Mm.
And it was always also quite a luxury because a lot of the times they were Norsemen.
Yeah.
But Harold Hardrada is, like, the stereotypical idea one of him going there.
Yeah.
And when he joined the Varangian Guard, it's meant to be, like I said, the Emperor's bodyguard. But Harold found himself sent out Bannerlord'n with the boys and warbanding about quite often, right? He was sent out for a campaign against Arab pirates. So he went down. He's a Viking, bro. He invented piracy.
Yeah.
He's from a long line of pirates.
Yeah,
And a
true.
long boat as well.
That's it, yeah.
a
That's
long,
it.
long boat of pirates.
He knows how to fucks with pirates, and here's the thing, he's so good at fucksing with the pirates and knowing how to fucks with the pirates. when he goes and messes them up, he also turns around and goes, hey, guess what? We got to go fucking destroy it and burn down the towns that have been supporting these guys. Because I'm telling you, pirate to pirate, that's how
That's
these
where
guys
they're hiding.
Yeah, that's it, and that's where how they keep coming back. So he went out, still not just on the seas, but he went out into like inland towns in Asia Minor, Anatolia that had supported the pirates, and he just fucking smashed them up. Wiped them out. And by this time, according to Snorri Sturluson, who was some sort of bard, he became the leader over all the Varangians.
Nice.
Yeah. Around this time as well, by 1035, actually I think it was about 1036 or something. I've got some other notes saved very quickly. Let me just open them up. Around about this time, I think it's between this and the next part, he goes to, while working for the Byzantine Empire as a Varangian guard, I'm pretty sure he goes to Jerusalem.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Get your Jerusalem on.
Exactly, yeah, it was around 1036 that he goes to Jerusalem. So...
What's he going to Jerusalem for?
Well, he's still doing like Eastern campaigning for the Byzantines, right? And they pushed the Arabs out of Asia Minor to the east and southeast, and they'd done that by 1035, right? And according to one of his scouts, he participated in Hardrada participated in the capture of 80 Arab strongholds, a number of which historians Sigvus Blondau and Benedict Benix see no particular reason to question. So he just was smashing under the Varangian Guard all across Asia Minor, and he still wasn't making no cash.
Yeah.
He was still skint as fuck because he's just working as a guard.
Yeah.
He's doing all this slaughtering, but the cheddar's not paying. You know what I mean? It's not worth all the PTSD yet.
He needs to go out self-employed, really, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's what he does. So that's one of the reasons they believe he heads to Jerusalem. So round about this time, the Byzantine Empire had signed, in 1036, they had signed a treaty with the Byzantine Empire, allowing Christians to come on pilgrimage there.
Right.
So my man, this goes another callback to an old episode of ours, right? My man essentially starts the Knights Templar before they were the Knights Templar.
It was
he would protect pilgrims on the road and take them to pilgrimage and take them to Jerusalem and take out bandits in the area, but he did it for the fat wongers, not for the Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's, which is a pretty genius way. And the whole time he's been working for the Varangian Guard, not making that much money, working in Jerusalem, making bare money. He, because like high princes would go, even princes from places he's been to. He would be the entire time sending his money back to his stocks in Kiev. Well, not his stocks, like he don't hold stocks, but back to his holdings in Kiev Rus.
Yeah, I didn't think they had internet back then.
No. He
trading crypto.
He weren't trading. Harold Hardrada weren't quite a crypto bro. But he was sending his money back to his yard in Kiev Rus, right? In 1038, Harold got asked by the Byzantines to head on over to Sicily. And in Sicily, he's employed to help try and reconquer the islands of Sicily from the Muslim Saracens, who had established the Emirate of Sicily on the island.
This is only like 50, 60 years before Kingdom of Heaven sort of times.
Yeah.
Baldwin III in Jerusalem with the Saracens.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
So,
sick. But yeah, that's what I was going to say earlier, because like when you go to meet all the princes in Jerusalem and that, when everyone's going out there on their pilgrimage, it's like there's a phrase in it when you're like knights and people with like order go out there and they're like a pauper in their own country, but they could be like king of the city.
Which crusade was Kingdom of Heaven? Second or third?
It's got to be a second, isn't it?
I think it has to be. Yeah.
Because this is like the times of the first one.
Yeah, so the Second Crusade's about 100 years after all
Yeah,
this.
1124 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, 44 I think.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah,
But yeah,
no.
Baldwin III, Holy Roman Empire. Oh,
Yeah.
not Holy Roman Empire, King of Jerusalem. He was like 1120s. So that's only like 40, 50 years off
Yeah, not far off of all this.
this battle.
So, off of the Battle of Stamford
Yeah.
Bridge for sure. Yeah. So yeah, they're in Sicily to like reconquer it from the Muslims. And during this campaign, he
turned 16.
what is it? 38, and he was born in.
He's got to be early 20s now.
He was born in 15.
Yeah, because he was 15 in the 10th.
Yeah, so he's 23.
Yeah, he's 23. Still, bro.
Yeah.
He's going out and taking on the Saracens at 23.
Ain't it?
I won't take it on Saracens.
Yeah, but that was
at 30,
middle-aged
23.
then, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, true. No, he's an old boy.
No,
back then.
everyone lived for the same amount of time. It was just that the amount of children that died brought the average right down.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's like a historical fact that you don't cover. It's like, your teeth fall out because you're meant to die at 40. Like, no, the average was 40 because everyone under 10 died that winter.
It was like 10 in each family.
Yeah.
So, during this campaign in Sicily, that's wild as well, actually. Fucking hell. That many kids dying. So, during the campaign, Harold fought alongside Norman mercenaries. So, he's actually fighting
Back with the Viking gear.
Early on fighting with the Normans, because obviously, coming along to 1066 when the Battle of Stamford Bridge happens, he's fighting alongside Normans then as well to come and fuck with England.
This is the first deal.
Yeah, but here's the thing, that does change. First of all, we're going to talk about Harold Hardrada in Sicily doing some Bannerlord'n and sieging some castles.
Nice.
Because there's 3 stories about him sieging castles. I'll tell you 3 of them. I think there's more. There's loads more, but there's some anecdotes which have been. The first one, this one's a good one. But sometimes they've been attributed to others people as well. But apparently, he's the original source of all of them. That's so they all say about every single one of these geezers. According to one of them, they're sieging a place, and they're there for a while. So they decide to try and trick them by having a footy game outside. So they just have a little football kickabout outside the siege gates.
They're trying to World War One them.
Right.
They're all singing Christmas carols, and when they come out, they punch their heads in.
That's what happens. So they open the gates, come out for a game of footy, and Harold and the boys pulled for the swords. They fucking sieged them. So that's one of them. Actually, I've got 4. So that's one of them. Another one is apparently back then sometimes not the castles but the forts would be built of like thatched woods, like mud floors and shit, straw roofs. And apparently one time they was having like a merriment inside the main chieftain's fucking hut, and Harold and the boys fucking dug underground and popped up in the middle of the fucking hut, and then
they great escaped their way in.
Yeah,
way.
I don't know how they managed that. That's fucking tremendous, isn't it? The great escape. Yeah, what is the opposite of escape?
The great entry.
Yeah, the great entry. What a fantastic fucking surprise it was.
But imagine the noise of it. Someone's digging underneath you. Like, what is that fucking sound?
And they're just the biggest bloke in the
Everyone's
world.
like, shh, 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 shh. Don't tell you off for that. You just listen. What is it? Check, like, putting your ear right up against the microwave. And
That's just his breathing.
Yeah.
Just the size of the bloke who pops out of the hole as well.
Yeah. It's a massive,
massive hole.
Proper mole man.
Another story of his, this has been attributed to other people before, including Ragnar Lothbrok, King Rollo, but apparently this is the original geezer. I'm probably going to say this in other episodes as well. Apparently this is the original geezer who, because he was Christian, they were trying to siege a town which had a church in it, and they pretended that he was dead, and then was like, we need to bury him, and he's Christian, and they were like, yeah, alright, bring him in the coffin then. And then they bring in the coffin, and then at the funeral he pops out like, surprise, bitches! And goes on a little rampage.
And that's how Halloween started.
But that's a big trick or treat, motherfuckers. But yeah, that's stories attributed to him. It's been attributed to better others. The last one I saved for you, Johan Brov. So we're talking about another big fort, thatched fort.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what did they use for fucking walkie-talkies back then, bro?
I don't know.
Cup and a bit of string.
Not a couple
Pigeons.
of
Yes! They made a return to the cast. I haven't mentioned them in ages.
Oh. So here's the thing. I don't know if you're gonna like Hardrada for this. So obviously, you know, with pigeons,
Did he bring hawks?
if you
That's not playing fair.
when you've got pigeons and you've got a coop, they return to their coop, right? If you're living in a thatched castle because you're little bit of a savage, you
Just
know
go through the roof, don't they?
Yeah, you're going to keep them in your yard, aren't you? And they're just, and that's going to be their coop. They're just going to fly back in to your straw roof.
And all the pigeon shit is like seals it, makes it like proper dries out like drywall.
But they're going to bring out, to your drywall pigeon shit straw roof.
Yeah.
So he would catch returning pigeons, and he caught a bunch of them.
Oh shit.
Fucking
Let them on fire.
lit them on fire.
No, I'm sure Kublai Khan did this.
Lit them on fire and sent them to this thatched fort.
Man, he's clever, but that's cultish.
And just burnt down their fort.
That's a good idea, though, isn't it? That's a very Harold move.
It's a good one, isn't it? Yeah. So this was some of his little tricks in Sicily. Bit of a lad, do you know what I mean? Bit of a geezer.
The dove of war, bro.
Huh?
The dove of war.
Yeah.
It's how it's been of peace, and he's like, what do they feel about pigeons now?
I light it on fire. See how peaceful that is, bro.
Yeah.
1041, March 17th, we have the Battle of Olivento in Apulia, Italy. So,
Julia Gulia.
in 1041, the Byzantine expedition in Sicily was over, and a Lombard-Norman revolt erupted in southern Italy.
Nice.
And Harold led the Varangian Guard in multiple battles. Harold fought with the Catipan of Italy, Michael Doganos, with initial success.
He's got a podcast now. What is his name? Michael Cesaro or something.
But the Normans,
Ex-Capitan for the mob.
but the Normans, led by their force, led by his former ally William Ironarm, defeated the Byzantines in the Battle of Olivento in March and in the Battle of Monte Maggiore in May. So he ended up having a war against his ally on behalf of the Byzantines in Sicily, and his ally knocked him about a bit and sent him packing.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So did you like switch sides?
No, so the Byzantines sent him to Italy to take out the Saracens.
Yeah.
And then him, some Normans and some other charities took out the Saracens, and then the Normans and the other charities were like, fuck you Byzantine Empire.
Yeah.
So as he was a Varangian Guard, he had to be like, no, come on bro, we were bros,
Yeah.
don't do that. And then matey actually slapped him about a couple of times, so he had to leave and hop skip out of Italy.
Jeez, I'm changing my name. Habba-dabba-da-da-da.
1041, October 1st. So in the same year, not far off, Harold heads to the Balkans, and after the defeat, Harold and the Varangian Guard were called back to Constantinople following maniacs imprisoned by the emperor and the onset of other pressing issues. Harold and the Varangians were thereafter sent to fight in the southeastern European frontier on the Balkan Peninsula in Bulgaria, where they arrived in late 1041.
Yeah, this was the Great Schism as well, between the Orthodox and the Catholic Church. That sort of time. Eastern Orthodox just split off.
So is that what do you reckon he's going there to slap Bulgarians?
I reckon that could be something to do with it.
Yeah.
How are they travelling about at these times?
Foot
Ponies.
ponies, the greatest fucking military invention ever.
They're getting round so quick.
Yeah, you got bare ponies back then. You have like 5 ponies to yourself too.
Yeah.
And it's all business, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like, I'm going to book it and sort it out. And
Yeah, you just go in.
And we'll just like turn up. It's like,
Pack your ponies.
we're
go.
doing 600 miles tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wake up at this time or you might die.
Yeah.
If we stay together, we live because we can eat. Now follow me through the desert.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much that. If we stay together.
So it's all business. They were on trots.
Yeah. Man trots, bro. So he's in Bulgaria slapping people about. There he fought in the army of Emperor Michael IV in the Battle of Ostrava of the 1041 campaign against the Bulgarian uprising led by Peter Delian, which later gained Harold the nickname the Bulgar Burner.
Nice.
Yeah. But that was by his personal skald.
You
So.
turn him into deli meat.
Here's the thing though. December 1st, 1041. Harold had been getting a bit friendly with Empress Zoe.
Oh yeah, you already knew that was coming. Thor turns up. Every time he's like, fuck your wife.
And
She ain't a French bitch though, is she?
she ain't a French bitch, no.
No.
See, that's
This
why he's
is where
successful, isn't
Yeah,
it?
he's pimping.
And Michael IV and Zoe are actually having full-on conflicts, like armed conflicts.
Sword fighting in the creel.
I don't think they're particularly sword fighting, but there's like a little minor rebellion. There's some schisms going on, prof.
Skizzing.
Do you know what I mean? There's some schisms around this area, like you said. And Empress Zoe was quite powerful. Give me a sec. Pause. Yeah, so talk about powerful Empress Zoe, who's liking Harold a bit. Michael IV ain't happy about this. They're having open conflicts. Probably just not about this. I think there's probably some political shit going on as well. During the turmoil, Harold is arrested and imprisoned. But it wasn't like a super like security max hyper prison, bruv. Just imagine a tall tower with a couple of guards, maybe. And he wasn't in there for long because he was helped by some apparently lady of high esteem who snuck into the area and snuck him out of the prison.
She reckon that's the Empress.
Some people think it was the Empress.
Yeah.
I reckon it's probably just one of the Empress's fucking handmaidens.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She's going to be sending her to do that.
A woman ninja.
Maybe a full woman ninja. I think it was just a damsel in distress type, but she weren't in distress. Harold's in distress. Shit, maybe it was some opposite. Maybe it was a female ninja.
Yeah, roleplay.
Oh damn! I don't reckon he needs that excitement in his sex life.
No.
I reckon he's getting enough excitement with what he's doing, bro.
You say he had long blonde hair as well.
Oh yeah.
You let it down.
Flats and
Let it down out the tower.
He Rapunzeled his way out. 1042. Now, we're going to go off from Harold for a sec, but this is important. It's important to the grand scheme of things with Stamford Bridge. Because 1042, Hardrada dies. So Harthur Canute, who is Canute's son, King of England at the time, Arthur Canute, he dies, and although he had promised the English throne to Harold's nephew, a dude named Magnus, Edward the Confessor, son of Ethelred the Unready, becomes king instead. So just keep that in mind, in your back pocket for later. Harold has got a nephew who was promised the crown of England and then didn't get it when the geezer died. Might pop up later.
That's some inheritance tax shit going on.
Yeah. October 1st, 1042. After Zoe, Empress Zoe, kicks her fucking husband Michael IV off the throne in June 1042. Together with Constantine the IX, Harold requested to be allowed to return to Norway.
Nice. What, so he can make his little claimy?
Just to Norway, yeah, for a claim on Norway. And Empress Zoe refuses.
Cool.
Oh no.
They're supposed to be pals.
Huh?
Well, they're supposed to be pals,
Yeah,
aren't
she
they?
doesn't want him to go. Why would she want to let slip this geezer, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's getting the best sex of her life.
That's it. He's hard rodding, bro. Harold hard rodding. Harold manages to escape into the Bosphorus River with 2 ships and some loyal followers, though. So he
Nice.
gets the fuck out of there.
Him and the boys.
Yeah, that's it. Him and the boys just got the fuck out.
Bet she was heartbroken.
She probably was. But when he got back to the Kievan Rus, he ended up marrying a chick called Elizabeth. And there's some old Scandinavian sources of this chick, and those motherfuckers couldn't pronounce Elizabeth, so they called her Elisif. So there you go, dumb fucks.
That weren't just like the language back in the day. They was genuinely
They just couldn't say Elizabeth apparently, so they used to just say Elisif. Daughter of Yaroslav the Wise and granddaughter of the Swedish king Olaf Scotland. So he's getting some claims. This bitch is fucking high records, bro. 1045, October 1st, he decides to head back to Scandinavia. He's seeking to regain for himself the kingdom lost by his half-brother, Olaf Haraldsson, from the very start. Harold began his journey westwards and arrived in Sigtuna in Sweden, probably at the end of 1045. 1047, on his return to Norway, Hardrada, he's minted, by the way.
Yeah.
You got to remember at this point. He's been Bannerlord'n to fuck for years. Where has he been? He's been Kievan Rus, to the Byzantine,
Turkey,
fucked up Arab lands, fucked up Minor Asia, fucked up Sicily, made some bare money in Jerusalem, went back to the Kievan Rus, married a bitch of super high esteem. He's got some gold, yeah. And he heads back to Norway and reaches an agreement with Magnus the First.
This is his nephew.
I think it's his nephew, Magnus the First, but that his nephew is also Magnus. Yeah. And the whole idea is that they would share the rule of Norway.
Right.
Because he turns up with all these boys in this army.
Yeah, why would the other guy give it up so easy?
He turns up with all this army, and Harold Hardrada is a pretty scary geezer, and he's minted. And your country at this time is a little bit impoverished.
Right.
So he turns up, and Magnus agrees to a joint kingship for half of Harold Hardrada's wealth.
Sounds like a sham marriage to me.
Yeah, that's a shitty one. That's like zero prenup rules. So what's the point of signing the contract if it's fucking 50-50?
Harold agrees to it. And on...
It's going to Macbeth the fuck out of him or something, isn't it?
Well, October 25th, he becomes the King of Norway. But it said after this, like, the geezers couldn't stand each other.
Yeah.
At all. Any meeting they were both involved in, it would just end up in a fucking hellish shouting match.
Like Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, but probably worse. Probably just two geezers everyone's getting awkward about who really want to fucking kill each other.
Order!
Yeah.
Order!
Here's the thing, in the same year though, while he's King of Norway, what did you say he was going to do?
Go for his kingship.
Here's the thing. It's the same year, King Magnus manages to die.
Yeah, boy.
Do we know how he dies?
No.
Oh, he got Clinton.
And Harold becomes the sole ruler of Norway.
He put himself on a pike.
He tied his own neck, stood on a pony, got the pony to run, and threw a spear at himself from behind.
And the spear was never found.
The spear, we only found the shaft. Apparently, he died suddenly in Denmark.
Vaccinated.
Either in an accident or of disease.
Yeah,
Some reports include falling overboard.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Nudge.
Another's falling off a horse. And another's falling ill while on a ship.
Well, either way, it worked out quite well.
For old fucking Harold.
For old
50-50. Yeah, does he get all half his money back, or does now
he has to pass it down to his kids?
Has to go get the cash.
Like
well, can they fight though?
Have they seen the Holy Wall? 1048. He decides, I won't mind a bit of Denmark. Harold, he wants to re-establish Magnus's rule over Denmark, because Magnus used to have Denmark.
Right.
And together with this geezer named Sven, against Magnus's rule in Denmark. Sven had helped him out. Him and Sven decide to head over to the Danish coast, and they just start fucking proper Viking raiding it together, just as boys, ripping apart the Danes, which is quite cool because the Danes came and ripped apart England. So, cheers, Norwegian geezers. Although Harold was victorious in most of these engagements, he was never successful when occupying Denmark as a whole, though.
Oh, right.
He just fucking raided the shit out of it, do you know what I mean?
Oh, right, it's just a little cash cow up there.
Yeah. As Harold had not been able to conquer Denmark despite his raids, he wanted to win a decisive victory over Sweden. He eventually set out from Norway with a great army and a fleet of around 300 ships. So he's just pissed that he couldn't fucking win against Danes. So he's like, hey, Sweden, fuck you.
Are you laughing at me?
Yeah, you laugh. I saw you laughing about that.
You like to comment on Facebook, and now they got beef.
Sweden had also been prepared for the battle, which had been pre-assigned retirement place. Sweden did not appear as the agreed, although Sweden did not appear at the agreed time of the battle.
Oh,
So
right.
Harold's pissed. They agreed to a time and everything. And so Harold thus sent home his non-professional soldiers, which had made up half of his forces. And when the dismissed ships were out of reach, Sweden's fleet finally appeared, possibly also with 300 ships. The battle resulted in great bloodshed as Harold defeated the Danes, though. Several Danish ships were reportedly left empty, but many ships and men managed to escape, including his old boy Sven, who was actually on the other side during the battle. Harold actively shot with his bow like most others in the early phase of the battle. So, early phase of the battle, Harold was proper involved.
Nice.
But yeah, he just starts warring up in the north because that's all he knows.
Yeah, proper Norseman in.
Did you know what I
Getting
mean?
in touch with his culture and heritage.
I do like that he went on all this time warring about, got the kingship, which he so desired from his young age, and then was like, I can stop him warring now.
Yeah.
I'm still about this.
Yeah, you want to be king of all of it.
Yeah. 1066, January 1st.
Dun dun dun.
Edward the Confessor dies.
Shit. Where does Edward the Confessor die?
Edward the Confessor is an English king. He was after the last guy.
Canute.
No, not Canute.
His boy.
After the guy who came on after Canute earlier in the story. I'm just scrolling back to get to when that was now and who exactly that geezer was. I can't remember his name.
Is it Islith or something like that?
It was
promised to him before William turned up.
I promised it English. Edward the Confessor. Oh no, it wasn't Edward the Confessor who got it. It was, but he dies.
Oh yeah.
So January 1st, 1066, Edward the Confessor, the guy who'd been crowned before Magnus. That's right, instead of Magnus.
Right, yeah.
He dies. So now Harold's probably thinking, well, if that king's dead, by rights, I should be king of that land because Magnus, who I dealed out of this, you see where I see his logic.
Yeah, on 50-50, what's Magnus is mine now.
Yeah.
There we go.
I see what he's saying.
He's got both 50s.
So Harold claims the English throne and decides to invade England. In March or April 1066, Harold began assembling his fleet at Solon in the Sognum Fjord, a process completed by the start of September 1066. It included his flagship, Orman, or Serpent.
Ooh.
Yeah, snaky snake ship.
That's not very Christian of him.
It's not, is it?
Huh. What are we going to call the ship?
Well,
I know,
apparently-
Serpent.
One of the things that made him very Christian was that he was one of the geezers when he was king of Norway. During his century, they've gone back and looked at the buildings and they can see that there was significant amount of like refurbishment and rebuilding done to those buildings during his period.
Oh, cool.
So he like proper propped up a lot of the churches and that when he was king of Norway. So that's the Christian thing. But he liked a snaky boat, bruv.
And he was a Jerusalem road man then.
Yeah, he was a Jerusalem road man then. Do you know what I mean? Proper keeping the Holy Land safe.
Yeah.
Good job of it now, Harold Hardrada. Where were you when we really needed it?
Yeah.
got Chavez talking about jihad, and then other geezers talking about fucking Shabbat.
The triple.
Do you know what I mean?
The triple faith temple's coming up. They've
Come
got
on,
loads of
geezer.
red cows as well. They're saving up.
Harold
It's all,
Hardrada,
it's all
bro.
happening.
Sort it out. So 1066, September 8th, Harold invades. Harold Hardrada and Tostig Godwinson invade the north of England, bringing around 10 to 15,000 men on 240 to 300 longships. He met Tostig and his 12 ships at Tillymouth. After embarking from Teignmouth, Harold and Tostig probably landed at the River Tees. They then entered Cleveland and started plundering the coast. They sailed through the Humber estuary and up the River Ouse, disembarking at Rickle.
Oh shit!
You know those places?
More or less.
Yeah.
I tell where they are, like from like the idea of the river. Well, rivers were in different places back then.
So is he trying to re-Viking Britain?
He wants to. So, Britain at this point had finally been under one crown
Yeah.
for the past few kings, and he just wants the whole thing now.
Right.
At this point, England's
Because
probably
they're still pretty Viking.
pretty much ish. Sort of a mix of Saxon, Viking, and Jute.
Jenny's just
really.
like bringing like the extremism, Vikism back in.
I guess he just is, just
Yeah.
bringing that good old.
Especially the techniques going all the way up the river and all that.
Yeah,
Shallow
definitely.
boats.
Yeah,
The boats will still
definitely.
be similar.
Yeah, no, for sure. He is, and this is why it's also meant to be like the last Viking hurrah. It's the Battle of Stamford Bridge as well. 1066, September 20th, is the Battle of Fulford. News of this invasion soon reaches the Earl of Morsa of Northumbria and Edwin of Mercia, and they fought against Harold's invading army 2 miles south of York at the Battle of Fulford on 20th of September. The battle was a decisive victory for Harold and Tostig and led York to surrender to their forces on 24th of September.
Shit, son.
Yeah.
So they already got a pre-battle in early for Harold. And here's the thing as well. It was said, I remember reading this weird thing, there was a rumour at the time that it was warm as shit. Back during
It's
all
like,
this.
yeah, it's like fucking.
Climate change was at its highest.
But it was back then as well, just that particular time, right? That week or whatever. And Harold had actually even told the boys as well, this is going to be such an easy battle when it's so warm, lads. Leave your fucking chainmail on the boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done it. He's Henry V them.
Henry V him at the Battle of Fulford, bro.
Mad.
Doesn't give a fuck. But then some people reckon that's what led to the downfall.
Mm.
So 1066, September 25th, this is our day in history. The day we're looking at, Monday just gone, about 5 days ago. Death of Harold Hardrada at the Battle of Stamford Bridge.
So how long after this last battle was this?
This was only like 5 days. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking because that's where we're trying to work out where Stamford Bridge is.
Yeah, but that's where the Vikings would march from, not the other army. It was the other army who did a fat march.
Yeah.
Harold and Tostig departed their landing place at Rickle with most of their forces, but left a third of their forces behind. They brought only light armour, as they expected to just meet the citizens of York, although according to non-saga sources, the English forces were held up at the bridge for some time by a so yeah, this is what I said about them bringing light armour and shit.
I've read this story before.
Yeah.
Somewhere, yeah.
And then, so another time, what happened was, the English forces, when they had this battle with them on the bridge, it said that on the bridge was one fucking mean Viking chavvy.
Yeah.
Apparently he'd gone full berserker, bruv. It was an actual berserker.
Yeah, boy.
In the wolf outfit, in the bear outfit,
Yeah.
off his nut on mushrooms.
You know it.
And apparently he stood in the middle of that bridge and held off against 40 English soldiers and killed 40 geezers.
Nice.
Hell.
Yeah, bro.
Proper Big John or whatever, Little John.
Yeah,
Just
proper
on
little
the bridge,
John.
busting motherfuckers
That shit
up.
only really happens in films, like when the main
Yeah.
character's running through bullets and shit like that and never
Yeah.
dies. Like,
Yeah, that's it.
what he was doing.
He had that real life moment off his face on mushrooms pretending to be a bear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or is it like that massive one in fucking Troy where it just like snaps the arrows off inside them? And
Yeah, that's it.
Don't give a fuck. Everyone's like, oh shit.
Just that trap zillard.
Proper trap there.
And yeah, the only way the English army ended up stopping this geezer is they had to do a full-on fucking Hobbit in, bruv. Do you know in the second Hobbit movie where they're all bungling about in barrels?
Yeah.
A couple of English soldiers floated down the river in barrels, went under the bridge and stabbed him from under the bridge in the bollocks.
That's mad shit.
That's how they beat that chabby.
Yeah, it's the only, only weak spot.
Have we got a name for this guy?
No, there is no name. He's just a berserker at Stamford Bridge.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Innit?
Stabbing him in the balls is a pretty fucking low move.
I was just like floating under the river in a barrel.
Yeah, the barrel move as well. Yeah, imagine how good your fucking spear aim would have to be.
That's a fucking log flume ride and a half, innit?
Yeah.
Let me make an English history theme park, Rob, and that'd be Run of the Rights. That'd be the log flume. You got to go under Stamford Bridge and poke the Norse in the bollocks with a spear, bro.
You get to keep the balls on the end of the spear.
Yeah, that's it. You pop, no, what it is, I'm going to pop it, and everyone's going to get splattered by like white goo.
Royal sperm.
Yeah, so this allowed Harold and Totsic. This berserker allowed Harold and Totsic to regroup into a shield wall foundation on their side of the bridge.
Nice.
And but in the end, Harold's army was in the end heavily beaten, and this is apparently even when Harold was struck in the throat by an arrow.
Oh.
And killed early in the battle. Apparently, he at the time was also in a state of berserker gunk.
Oh shit, he's on the gunk as well.
Yeah, he was on the berserker juice and gets hit in the neck by an arrow. And that's one of the reasons he went down, because he wasn't actually wearing any body armour at all.
Oh
He
shit.
left it on the boat.
He left it on the boat and he was going berserker and
He's
shit.
fighting his karate gi.
Yeah, he was fighting his gi pretending to be a bear. Got fucking... He probably got inspired by the geezer on the bridge. He was like, I just won't stand on the bridge and they won't take my bollocks. Yeah. Started... Rawr.
Yeah, he's alright, level 2. I know about barrels. You need a new one.
But yeah, he was struck in... Which is also funny because Harold Godwinson later on at the Battle of Hastings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was thinking they were the same Harold.
No, they're not the same.
I've blown it.
No, Hardrada was...
So I was thinking like, nah.
No, they're different Harolds. Harold Hardrada dies at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
All naked, pretending to be a bear. Gets an arrow to the neck.
Shit.
Also, I just thought, are berserkers ancient furries?
Oh, there might be. They're like identifying as a bear man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're trans bears.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the archaeologists will lead you to believe anyway.
That's what I want you to lead you to believe. And as we've discussed before, we are historians now.
Yeah, true.
Viking berserkers are furries.
Yeah, furries used to be cool. Before Japanimation.
Back when you just had to do your most to pretend to be a bear on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Take some mushrooms and swing your axe about wearing furs.
Oh, mate, that's the life, isn't it? Just a human blender. Like raved out your nut. Instead of poi, you got actual maces.
That would be the life, wouldn't it?
So did they? So he gets killed from that arrow, yeah.
Yeah, arrow to the neck.
And then they end up losing the battle.
Yeah, they end up losing the battle as well. And that's the end of Harold Hardrada. And pretty much the end of the Battle of Stamford Bridge, bro. English victory.
Yeah, boy.
And then there's a part 2-ish soon, I guess. In a couple of weeks we'll
October, innit?
Yeah, October we'll do the Battle of Hastings, bro. Which is, after this, the English had to fucking leg it to Hastings.
Yeah, that's a fair old fucking trek.
York, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like... oh, sorry. The, I can't think what I was going to say. Like, the Royal Ascension was really quick at this time. It wasn't like there was loyalists to anyone. Everyone was just trying to grab at England any way they could.
Yeah, William the Conqueror's coming over from Normandy, being like, I got a claim to this shit too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, you think of it as like, oh, they were finally conquered. There was this English dynasty and now it's gone.
Yeah.
It's not. It was just like, it was always up for grabs like that.
Always
so,
up for grabs.
Like,
because we're just a little island floating off of Europe. every other European bastard's like, oh, I'll have that for a bit.
It's just sort of Viking sheep farm.
Yeah, that's pretty much
shit.
that's what this whole country is.
Yeah.
Little fucking Viking sheep farm. Jutes, sheep farm. Celts, I'm sorry, mate, didn't really get to sheep farm it.
A little bit.
No, you popped over and you hid in the bushes for a bit.
Yeah, there's some
Painted
sheep
yourselves
about.
blue. Painted yourselves blue and went, leave us alone. The Romans turned up and was like, stop doing this gay elf shit.
Stop fucking. What is it?
Stop LARPing yourselves.
LARPing.
Stop fucking, put some armour on. Cover your dick up and put some fucking armour on. Don't paint it blue, you cunt. Put these clothes
I'm not
on.
painting it blue, it's the paintbrush. Come here. Starts doing his face.
And then the Romans were like, you know what? The weather here is shit, and left back for Italy. And then the Vikings just used it as a sheep farm after that.
Nice.
And
But
forever.
the weather here would have been better than over there. So it's more of a holiday for them than it
it's
was
true.
for like Italians.
Actually, back
coming
then
in.
we did used to have like Mediterranean-ish climate. There was some animal back during the Roman invasion of Britain, which I was really surprised to find was over here. And obviously, we live in Rochester, right? What do you reckon the vineries used to be?
Jungle.
A vineyard.
Oh, is it? Oh, fuck, of course.
I was thinking of an animal.
No.
I was thinking of Tarzan. On the vines.
Yeah, it used to be the vineyards back in the ancient times.
Yeah,
Bob.
true.
So, yeah.
Climate change is real.
Yeah, but not...
They had their own little like Viking.
Different type of one,
grandma.
isn't it?
Yeah.
She's a Viking.
Climate
as well.
changes. Fact proof.
Yeah, there you go.
I reckon she's coming for another Viking takeover. Of
Yeah.
Greta.
You reckon?
Well, she's Swedish, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a Dane.
Is she a Dane?
She's just making her claim to it.
She ain't no Hardrada.
She ain't no Hardrada. But you don't have to be nowadays.
Nah, she's using the weather.
But
as a
she
weapon.
has been doing it since she was 15.
Yeah.
Shit.
Still coming to prophecy. Get my corkboard.
Greta is Hardrada.
Yeah, that's why they prophesised her in the Nazi and Soviet propaganda. It's always her there with her pigtails.
That's a mad picture.
Shit. There you go.
That's how it goes.